Hello, welcome to Stop Now. I'm JK. We are back again this week for the Callin Show. We might be having some surprises, special guests joining us. Hopefully, before we get to know what we are going to do this week, I will give a glimpse of what topics are we going to discuss, and it's going to be a continuation of what we did in the last couple of weeks. You all know how to connect to us, and you have a call in number over there displayed on the screen. And like you guys are familiar with him. His name is Ashfaq Ismail. He's a blogger, journalist, and a writer. Hi, Ashfaq. Welcome to our show.
Hi JK, thanks for calling me again to your show. It's very nice to connect with you again.
All right. So wonderful. So hopefully we will get to know more about it, and you might have watched some of our call-in shows and talk shows, which I was doing with our guests and also with our team members, Nate and Melissa, as such. So this is something like new we are trying to explore. We are trying to engage with more people, and it is a social experiment. You know that very well, what we are trying to do with. And the campaign is about Stop H1B. It's a H1B visa that is targeted towards the Indian audience. You might be very familiar with that, and you might be able to help us more because you have written blogs and stories, news stories on that for us. So thank you and welcome back. Let's jump into today's topic. Is that all right with you?
Yes, go ahead.
Yeah, before we jump into it, let's look back and give you some glimpse about what we did in the last couple of weeks as setting up a profile. And of course, like, it's a fake profile. I just have to keep mentioning that so that people know that it's not real. And we are screen sharing, and we are going to go live and show how this process happens and how people can be cheated and how people are vulnerable to this and getting exploited. And to the surprise point is nobody is taking responsibility and accountability to fix these issues. Even billion-dollar companies are washing their hands away from this, saying that like this doesn't exist. So for that reason, I wanted to share with you. You might know that we have set up a profile, and the profile is called JK Guru, and in my name there is a whole list of profile for which a top company, Cognizant. Have you heard about them?
Yes, it's a big IT company, I guess. It's a US company, IT company.
Yes, that's right. It's a billion-dollar company. It's an American company. We don't want like to focus target anything on Indians alone because everybody is the culprit in this. So we wanted to target, and we did submitted our profile through one of the recruiter, and I'm sharing those things for which one of the employee, I mean Cognizant employee, she reached out to me saying that she's from talent acquisition group and wanted to conduct an interview or a screening. I don't know what it is. It's going to happen today. We will live record that, and we will broadcast that as well. So for a position in, meanwhile, you can ask me any questions if you have. I am trying to go through all that. Yes, this was the one. So this was the person, right? I mean, he represents a different company, and he submitted my profile for a project manager role with USAA. So that is the client, I believe, for which he submitted to Cognizant, and Cognizant is going to conduct an interview. Let's see how it goes. And similarly, there are plenty of other opportunities that recruiters reach out to me day in, day out on different positions. Let's explore, like, if I am going to reply to this one using my LinkedIn profile. That was the first thing we did, right? If you can remember, recollect from what me and Nate were doing, was setting up a LinkedIn profile and renaming it from different persons, and then reaching out to different people, recruiters. They all send requests saying that, like, hey, we have a job for you and we wanted to connect with you. I'm just replying to everyone. All right. So this is
How and why you keep getting so many job offers? I'm wondering because you have your inbox full with job offers, if I'm not wrong.
no, I mean, those are not job offers. Those are recruiters reaching out saying that there is a position, open position available. We can give
Okay.
you a job. So that is
Yeah.
kind of an application process. So I would say, like, from different social media sites, they source candidates. They look for people who are looking for jobs. Like, for example, this guy, like, he's trying to connect with me and sending a request saying that, like, we wanted, like, to reach out and find if you are in the market. They call this, right? If you are in the job market, we can get you a job. So these are, like, either it can be a full-time job or it can be a contract job. So that is where, like, we are trying to explore how this works and explain to the audience, saying that it's much easier when you go through this process. You will be surprised, like, how easy you can get into a job. But whereas if you apply to those companies directly, nobody will call you.
Yes.
That is something our communities and societies and companies have to change. So we are trying to bring in that change so that we will see, like, how it. See, I haven't done anything. Like, you just saw, I keep receiving emails saying that, like, there is a position. If you are interested, you can share your information. So what I am trying to do is send him that, like, thanks for reaching out. Let me know more about this position so that we can discuss further on that. Like, who is the client? Because these companies doesn't have any job. So they are sourcing companies. So they basically source candidates and they do that for commission. So they get commission when they place a candidate. So this is a big, huge $1 billion market, which we are trying to disrupt now. So that is what we are trying to do. Let's see, like, if we are able to get any callers. So as you know, you might have seen our videos, and with Nate, I was explaining him, like, how the recruiters reach out to candidates and how they do the process of submitting the applications. So for example, they sent all these emails, right? I have to respond to these things, but I don't get so much time. So I'm just trying to reply to one of them, and let's see, like, what he has to say. I'm just mentioning, like, thanks for reaching out. Let me know more about this position. Or I can even say, like, when can we talk over the phone? Something like that. Like, I'll send it and they will reach out to me over phone. Let's see, like, how long it takes. Meanwhile, we can talk about it. And this position, one other candidate recruiter has reached out to me saying that, like, there is a position uh, for agile coach in one of the client, and for which he is willing to pay this much, and he wants me to confirm on the rate. So I just go by saying that like I confirm the rate. Please share the end client details, something like that. And if you notice it, he will be calling me, right? He wants to have an RTR. RTR means like right to represent. So what happens is they will take my profile and submit it to their client, whatever client they are telling that, and schedule an interview with them for me. So once I clear the interview, then the next process happens. So this is how like the process goes on. And as I mentioned in the previous talk shows, like in Callin shows with Nate, that these are fake profiles, and still they are processing candidates who have fake profiles without any validation. And if you notice that like all the people are mentioning that they are based in US, and if you notice that like everybody is an Indian, and they will be calling all these recruiters are based in India. And let's have fun, like one of the guy, like this guy will be calling, and if I reply to him asking like what do you need, see right away he calls. The minute I say, he calls. Let's see like what he has to say. Hello.
Yeah, Jay Rahul here from VVR.
Yeah, Rahul, tell me what do you need
Yeah,
from me.
actually,
I did confirm the rate, right?
yes, yes. And like I have shared you one more mail at that time regarding the subject with RTR details. If you have the access to your mail ID, please have a look on it right now.
Yes, I'm right now looking at it. What do you need in that?
In that, you just you have to mention your full legal name and rest of the detail. Please go through it. If all the things are good, just fill out your legal name in that and share me.
Okay. So
Okay.
Rahul, you haven't mentioned the client name. Who is the client?
Yeah, yeah. Like I got like a typo mistake in that. I'm sharing you the rate confirmation mail again with the client details. Okay. So please just be on call just a minute. Okay.
Okay, sure. And where are you calling from?
I'm from New Jersey.
Okay, so are you
Yeah.
in US or you are in offshore?
No, no. Currently, I'm in offshore team.
Offshore team. Offshore in the
Yes,
sense
yes.
like in
From India,
where in India?
Noida.
Okay, Noida. All right.
Yes.
So how is
Yeah.
the
Hmm.
team over there? Like, are you guys working from home or office? How is that?
No, no, no. From office.
Oh, okay.
Yes, yes.
Got it. So I
Like,
sent,
please have a look on your mail ID. I've shared you that mail again.
okay, that's fine. I just sent you a confirmation as well, right? You got that?
Not yet.
All right. So I will update you if you need anything. I have another meeting to attend. So
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, sure.
send
No
me an
problem with
email.
that. Yeah. I have shared you the rate confirmation with the client name. So please have a look on it and confirm me with that again. Okay?
All right. Sure. Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.
So you're
So
trying to get in touch with some of these guys?
yes, I mean, we will get a response from any one of them. When they reply to us, we can ask them like what exactly is the terms and condition, what do they want from us. I mean, what they ask from the candidates, right? The experiment is about how they discriminate, and in the recruitment process how they do illegal things, how it is corrupt, and why nobody takes any responsibility to check these things. Like for example, if I say like the first thing you will notice that like they will ask like whether I'm a US citizen or a green card holder, and also if you are a visa holder, right? They'll ask like what type of visa. If you are a H1B, then how do they react and what do they ask? And if you notice that like many of the recruiters will ask for green card copies even for submitting your application, right? So which I believe that like it's not about ethics or moral, but legally also it is not right to ask someone when they submit an application while they are in the screening process. But they do that. Maybe we can validate that with our legal team, or we can bring in any attorney in our show and ask them, show them these proofs, and say like whether they went by the legal terms, or they are bound to be under investigation, or they can be prosecuted, or they can be sued. So whatever that is. So I'll just leave it at that point. But we can just explore the dynamics of how this industry operates and expose it to our audience and in the social media, so that we will make people thinking, wow, this is something seriously wrong that is happening in the country that needs to be fixed.
Stop now.
So that kind of attentions we are trying to gather. Maybe we might get some good credits for doing this. Let's hope we open a good communication channel between corporates and the government agencies in fixing these problems. So meanwhile, do you have any questions? Like, are you thrilled or are you confused? What is your take on so far? Since you have joined new to this show, and it might be a puzzle for you right now, wondering like what is going on, what these guys are doing.
So I'm not confused. I'm just wondering, like, the first question which is coming into my mind is like, why we are doing this, or why you are doing this. So, do you have any personal story to tell the world? Like, have you had any bad experience as far as this recruitment industry is concerned? So, I was wondering, like, why we are doing this in first place. Like, do you really need to do that?
Yes, it's a good question.
Do you have some concrete or documentary evidence to prove what we are going to do?
Good question. You are right on track. I appreciate that, Ashwak, for bringing that. If you notice that, like Melissa and Nate, they were sharing some stories with us in the previous like year when we were started running the campaign Stop Now. Then we started with the Stop H1B, where I would say like at least 10 to 20, no, I'm not sure exactly the numbers, but we got so many stories from different people saying that how the H1B is being misused and how they are, yeah, I will explain that. We are getting the call. You can hear the story here now.
Yes. Go on.
Hello.
Yeah, hi there, Rav here from Vivian.
Yeah, tell me.
Actually, Jay, in the rate confirmation, you didn't confirm the rate with your corporation ID.
Oh, you need, I need to mention those things? Okay, I will send you that.
Okay, so like either mention that in the CC while confirming the rate, or confirm it with the corporation ID. That will be much great.
Sure. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay, Jay, thank you.
Take care. Bye.
Bye-bye.
So this is one of the, I wouldn't say like a problem. So they have the tendency, like, because I don't blame them, they are doing their job. They need to submit the candidates. Like, if you notice it, like this dude, like the recruiter, he kept calling me like more than 10 times from the morning to just submit my profile to his manager or to his vendor, whoever, like to client or whatever that is, to do that job. He is sitting there from India and doing this. So all his contacts are showing as he is calling from US, and in his email everything is shown as like he is based in US. So that itself is a fraud, right? Do you understand, like, where am I getting at?
Yes,
So
yes, yes.
so when the starting point, the beginning itself is a fraud, how do you trust that like this is going to be a genuine thing? So that is the question. And to answer your question on why we are doing it is like, there are hundreds and thousands of people who are on H1B. They complain and they file, they do everything right that they have to survive, and they feel that this is kind of a modern slavery, and people are being subjected to inhuman conditions, and they are being exploited by all sides of uh, uh, agencies, like corporates, from government agencies. Nobody cares. So that is where one of our sponsors, like, they wanted to run this campaign and expose this, and they told us like to do this experiment. So that is the background story of why we are doing this, right? We are not targeting anyone. Even Melissa asked this question, like, why this company, particular company? And we are not focused on any particular company. There are so many companies, like I believe TCS, Tata Consultancy Services, is a big billion-dollar company. Infosys, Cognizant, Wipro, Tech Mahindra, L&T, HCL America. So many companies are there. Like, so it's not, we are not singling it out on any one company. And there are layers of smaller companies and startups in the recruitment industry. So all these people are doing the same thing, and nobody owns any responsibility. How individuals and candidates are suffering, how it is disrupting not just non-immigrants, not foreigners. I'm not focused on foreigners or Americans. I mean, Americans have the right in this country, but we are not focused on this. Like, we are focused on how it is being misused, and why the government agencies are not able to prosecute them, and why people are not able to get justice, why they are calling it as a modern slavery. So that, for that, we have to demonstrate, we have to provide evidence, so that like the Congress and the US government agrees to abolish this, or at least rethink that, like, it should not be tied to employer employee relationship kind of, because it is, at the end of the day, like, the individual has to maintain their legal status. If they are given a visa, they have to be on that visa. It is their responsibility. So that way, like, we have to rethink, and probably they can come up with a different solution, and this can avoid the problem of exploitation and people being trapped in the human trafficking. Hopefully I
Okay.
answered your question, and maybe we can take a break right now. We are running out of time. We don't
Yes,
have
yes. We take
many
a break.
many callers coming in this week. Hopefully, once we start doing it regularly and more audiences are watching us, they can call us in and they can ask questions. And meanwhile, you can also jump in and answer some of the questions, and you can take calls. We can play around. It's just to have fun, right? That's all we are trying to do.
Yeah.
Thank you all for joining us this week. And this is our call-in show. Don't forget to call us if you have any questions, if you have any legal issues. We are always there to help you out. Again, thank you, Ashfaq, for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for calling me onto the show.
It's my pleasure. Thank you, Ashfaq.